Hello, my name is Full Afterburner, and this is the second video that I'm making on the M1A2C, also called the SEP V3 Abrams. So this is the Heavy Cavalry update, dev server, second iteration of the dev server, and I just want to touch base on the hull armor and a few other things. But yeah, so looking at the hull armor, it's not very good. It's about 388 millimeters of thickness, maybe 400 at most, and using M829A3. And if we look at the original production line Abrams in 1970, it is also around the same amount. It is basically identical in its effective thickness. So we'll go ahead and show that. So 400 millimeters of thickness. And yeah, so why does that not make any sense within War Thunder? Well, it doesn't make any sense from an engineering point of view, and it doesn't make any sense from a balancing point of view within War Thunder. So for one, the turret armor has been upgraded within the game across the Abrams at least 4 or 5 times. And the hull armor has not changed at all since the 1970s original M1 Abrams. So the M1A2C shares the exact same hull armor as the original 1970s Abrams M1. Well, that's a little bit of a problem. If you want my opinion on that. It doesn't make any sense from an engineering point of view. Why would the turret armor be upgraded so many times and the whole armor stay unchanged for about 50 plus years of engineering development on a main battle tank? So the turret ring buff has occurred on the M1A2s or the M1 Abrams in general, I believe. So if we look at the turret armor here, it's about 130 millimeters thick, which is pretty good compared to what it was. I mean, it used to be made out of glass. I mean, it's made out of a little bit more stronger material, I guess now. But M829A3 versus M829A2. So I will show the differences between M829A3 and M829A2 on the screen between a T90A and a T90M. The M829A2 shell is effective against contact 5 on the T90A at 0 meters at for 615 millimeters of penetration, so effective armor. Now, M829A3 is effective against 565 millimeters in the same situation against the T90A with contact 5 explosive reactive armor. That is a 50 millimeter decrease and approximately an 8.13% decrease in effective armor between the two rounds, shell types, or the two rounds. So when it comes to the T90M, which is going to be your main top tier adversary, along with the BVM, the T80 BVM, there are no anti-ERA properties in game for the M829A3 shell versus Relict as of yet. In fact, both M829A2 and M829A3 both have effective armor penetration of 800 or the same effective armor penetration against 801 millimeters of effective armor. So it cannot penetrate at all through the upper front plate with Relict in the picture. And there is I just want to talk about future implementations of future things that could come to War Thunder. So these are new tanks. These are new things within the game, and I think it's kind of interesting to talk about what could come in the future, because this tank could actually feature a multispectral camo system, a multispectral camouflage system. It also could feature an auxiliary power unit, of which many people have talked about for many years now within War Thunder. If you were to combine both an APU and a multispectral camouflage system, it could be quite effective at negating a thermal signature on scope on sites. So that's kind of interesting. I think that that would be a very nice addition if it were to make its debut into War Thunder in the future. So a little bit about me. As a player within War Thunder, I have been playing for approximately 13 years now. In about a month from now, in July, I will reach 13 years playtime in War Thunder. And I'm quite proud of that, actually. And I want to say that for the last video that I made on the M1A2C, I got quite a bit of traction, likes, and comments on the video. I also got a few subscribers. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, and that I deeply appreciate all the support that I got on that video. I have been playing War Thunder. I'm not the best player, but I'm not the worst player either. I just want to talk about the Abrams from a balancing point of view as well. The Abrams has an atrocious win rate, and it has been notoriously bad at top tier ground for many years. And I'll just go ahead and show you my player profile as an example. I'm not the best player ever, but I'm not the worst player either. So I have a 45% win rate on the M1A2 SEP and a 42% win rate on the M1A2 SEP V2. So I don't do the best in these tanks, but I like to play them as underdogs within War Thunder because I choose a lot of the time not to play the meta vehicles and to just play things that can be quite a bit of a challenge at times. So looking at these statistics, I don't think the balancing and fair play system that War Thunder or Gaijin has implemented for War Thunder regarding the Abrams is quite good. I think it's actually quite bad for USA top tier ground, and it has been for many years. Now, I've always been afraid of discussing things like this within War Thunder because out of fear of retaliation from both the company Gaijin and the community within War Thunder, I do not want to get banned for being opinionated. And I've actually been quite a good player within War Thunder. I've never been chat banned, and out of all the 13 years that I've played this game, and I have spent my fair share of money. In fact, everything you see that everything that I have in War Thunder, has been earned by myself, and I've never received hand-me-outs from my friends, or have had anybody purchase vehicles or golden eagles for me. I've gotten everything on my own through hard grinding or purchasing. So, yes, I am very humble when it comes to that in the game. Now, I just want to say, if you stuck around for this long in the video, listening to me rant, that I appreciate all the support, and that I really hope to see this vehicle be more balanced in terms of strength, because it is too weak in frontal protection when it comes to the whole armor. Especially from a balancing point of view, if you were to look at the win rate. The fact that the M1A2C has had no upgrades in hull, the lifespan of all the Abrams have had no upgrades in hull protection across 50 plus years of development within the game War Thunder. So I just want to keep the focus on the game War Thunder and the implementation of these vehicles like the Abrams. And this is the dev server. Everything is subject to change, and I may be wrong in the future. I hope to make a difference, really, in stating my opinion. Really, I hope to catch y'all later, and have a wonderful day.